Hey Eurovision fans, this is Tom coming to you from Shanghai and back for another Eurovision reaction video. Tonight I'm going to be discussing Belarus, that's Val singing Vidna. I'm going to listen, react and see how I think this would have done in Rotterdam. So let's kiki. As always, use the timestamps down below in case you want to skip to a certain part. Don't forget to like and subscribe. First of all, apologies for disappearing for so long. Just to give a little bit of context, I know everything in the West is like totally crazy and wacky and everyone's stuck indoors right now. But actually in China, I only had 4 days of quarantine and I've been working absolutely flat out for this whole thing because of the nature of my job is quite unusual. I actually haven't had any time off work. I've been doing 40, 50 hour weeks, and then on top of that, when I went through that big massive video phase in February, I kind of dug myself into a hole at work, which took me around a month to get out of. So that's kind of where I've gone. I've just basically been working, and then also I'm going through quite a big board game phase right now. I've joined a board game club, so I'm doing a lot of board games as well. But anyway, it is of course Eurovision week this week. It's Monday. I would have flown out to Rotterdam on Friday, which is very sad. I obviously cancelled my flight and all my accommodation and everything, so it's really disappointing, but that's the way it is, unfortunately. I still haven't decided what I'm actually going to do on Saturday, which of the things I'm going to watch. I'm probably skewing towards Sweden, but let's wait and see. Anyway, this video is about Belarus. Belarus in the competition. Really love Belarus. I think they haven't done very well in the competition. They've only got one top 10 finish, which was Dimitri, which is one of the two songs that have been in my top 10 ever. The other one was Cheesecake 2015. I actually quite like that song and the staging. I always think of them sending something a little bit kind of quirky and unusual, very bold, brave staging. I can't think of any Belarusian staging which is boring or dull or forgetful or just like someone standing there on their own doing nothing. So I do think of them as kind of like sending something very dramatic, kind of go big or go home, which I really love. In terms of the national final this year, I reviewed all of the songs in the national final. That took maybe a couple of years off my life. There was one song I absolutely loved called Burning Again, the Ode to Cystitis, which actually has finished in my top 10, definitely in national finals, maybe in my overall top 10 this year. Really, really fantastic song. Of course, that ended up coming 10th. I don't usually watch the Belarusian national final because, now this is just my perception, I'm not saying this is definitely true, but my perception is that it's super corrupt and whoever wins is like rather arbitrary and behind the scenes, and I'm just not massively into that. And the standard does tend to be a little bit on the low side. So when I saw that these guys won, I gotta admit, was I shocked? I don't know. I kind of am prepared for the unpredictable when it comes to the Belarusian national final. In my original reaction video, I totally did not rate this song whatsoever, but I've had a couple of instances already this year where songs which I didn't like in the national final have actually ended up enjoying them once they've been selected. So I always keep an open mind. There's always songs that surprise. But yeah, let's see. And then we can discuss how we think this would have done. So this is Val Vidna. Wanna know my secret? Bang. I haven't watched a Eurovision video in ages. So this is a live performance, by the way, obviously, as you've probably registered. I'm looking for something to blow me away. Okay. Oh god, that guy on the piano's definitely on the quirkier side of quirky. So the staging is adding this because when I heard the original version I was so bored, but these visuals are pretty interesting. Is that enough to transform a song? Oh, we're gonna find out. Oh no. Okay, kind of a little bit remember this now. That chorus is so sleepy. Okay, it's picking up again. Her headdress is pretty, but it's quite distracting. No, oh god. Oh, those dance moves, no. Yeah, this is super basic. This is very basic. This is kind of like those songs like Poland with Grome and those kind of like dancey songs, but it's too like loungy and sleepy. How did this win? Like, I have to admit, I don't really know the background to this, if they have like a pre-existing relationship with Belarusians or... Yeah, I just don't see what the appeal is. Like, those visuals are okay, but definitely not enough to draw me in. There's some, like, lots of smallish kind of interesting things. Nothing. No, God, that dance routine is so low energy. Like, it kind of emphasizes how low energy the pop drop is. No, this is like real. Do you know what? This is the type of like background music you put on like a tourism thing for a city. Like, you'd have pictures of like Rotterdam all over there, so you have this like real like nothing kind of dancing music in the background. Oh, I think I missed a pop drop or a death drop. Yeah, this is this is really amateur. No, sorry. Oh no, this is really this is a little bit car crashy. That one chick, she's loving it, but that maybe she was like paid, brought in to love it. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I was talking through a lot of it, because the reason I was talking through a lot of it was because, you know, there was nothing particularly grabbing about it. I'm probably gonna go in for a second watch just to like see if there was anything like massive I missed when I was like turning to the camera. No, okay, sorry, that's just really car crashy. I think on top of it, the fact that it's like a boring dance song. Like, I probably wouldn't mind if that was background music. I think it's pleasant enough background music, but in terms of the Eurovision competition, like, that is definitely not going to cut it like whatsoever. That will get absolutely butchered in the first semi. Like, chunks of brain everywhere, and her little headdress like shattered all over the stage. That just absolutely would. I'm pretty sure that would come dead last. Is there anything else that could come last below that? This would be tussling with Slovenia for last. It's really just absolute. I don't get what they were thinking with choosing this. It's just like real, slightly trancey, like dopey dance music. You don't understand what they're talking about. Belarus, Russia are in this semi, but like they're pretty much the only ones. There's nothing lyrically to grab onto. The visuals are kind of interesting, but like, that first semi was so difficult. This would have gone absolutely slaughtered. The dance routine feels a little bit like an afterthought because there were already dance routines with Lithuania and Iceland, etc. It feels like they thought, oh, we better have a dance routine. They've come up with something that's extremely tame, doesn't look very expensive, doesn't really fit in with the pop drop, which you kind of want to be high energy with a dance song, but ends up being like very sleepy, snoozy. So it's just a little bit of a car crash in terms of a concept. Yeah, I just don't get what they were thinking at all. I haven't seen the performance of Burning again, but I'm kind of tempted to see what happened, to see like what went wrong. I might actually watch it off camera because I didn't actually make it the whole way through the second time because I was just like, it was a little bit cringy. Let me see Burning again. Yeah, okay, so I just watched Nastia's performance off camera and there was absolutely nothing with that wrong at all whatsoever. So this is kind of one of the reasons why I don't really watch the Belarusian national final, because, and actually this year was the first year I've reacted to the songs, because I don't want to get attached to something and then it just like totally arbitrarily comes 10th. Feels like the one is just plucked out of thin air like a lottery. So, you know, again, this makes me not want to watch Belarusia again next year, because you don't want to get attached to songs and then like some random crap wins instead. So look, how would have Vidna done in the final? It would have come last or second last, depending on Slovenia. I haven't actually heard Slovenia's revamp yet. I will check that out. But presumably Slovenia's revamp is elevated, so I'm quite sure that Belarus would have come last. They were second last of the bookies. Not sure how they are with the community, but I'll post it here. I'm pretty sure it's going to be somewhere in the bottom 5. So look, guys, this is just an absolute dead-on arrival. A little bit disappointing from Belarus because they usually send something a little bit like with a strong identity, fun, wild, wacky, with some fun staging. And this year it looks like they've gone for a little bit of a dead duck. So that's a bit disappointing. So what do you think about, I can't even remember their names, Davidna? What do you think about the song? Is there anyone out there who likes it? Please leave a comment in the comment section down below. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in another Eurovision reactions video very soon. Goodbye.